A dark, dreary horror movie about a witch that lives in the woods and kills people. How powerful are you? Why can't you just die?
Science fiction, double feature, Dr. X will build a creature. She enjoys playing Battle Janet and Francis started Forbidden Planet. At the late night double feature picture show. In the back row to the late night double feature picture show.
Welcome back to Filmmaster Reviews. I'm Adam J. Today we continue the 13 films of Halloween with The Witch. The film is directed by newcomer Robbert Eggers, making his feature film debut, and it is about a family in 1630s New England who find themselves torn apart by fear, paranoia, and the forces of witchcraft.
Scratchy! What's happening?
Thomason, take the children outside.
What does this to me? What does this?
The Witch was a film that was incredibly hyped up by critics from the word go. It got a lot more praise from the critics than it did from the audiences that actually saw it. Critics found it to be a rich and powerful horror film, while most audiences were more confused and bored by it. As for me, I'm somewhere in the middle. The Witch has strong performances, a chilling atmosphere, and some genuine dread throughout its runtime, but it is unfortunately plagued by its own style. Eggers apparently underwent years of research for the script, implementing dialogue into the picture as it would have been spoken in 1630s New England. This is something that actually I truly admire about this film. Like, I loved the ambition of this writer-director. There were some scenes that actually reminded me of one of my favorite films, The Crucible. However, this becomes a serious flaw in the picture, as half the time the dialogue is so unrecognizable that you can't even understand what half the characters are saying to each other. Very rarely could I understand what they were talking about, or even what was going on story-wise. The realistic dialogue based within the time period of the film makes the story hard to follow, and the characters often come off as one-note bores as a result. While the performances are strong for the most part, the characters are thin and not very well constructed. Eggers puts so much emphasis on getting the dialogue as timely as possible, he forgets to make the characters speaking the dialogue into compelling figures in their own right. In regards to the actual witch, I won't spoil much for the viewers, but this witch in the woods seems to be merciless, at one point even taking a baby and killing it for food. That being said, not much is made about the incident after the fact, and one has to wonder why it was even in the film at all. Shock value comes to mind. The Witch features some realistic imagery that is horrifying and at times even unsettling. Probably the most interesting scene in the film occurs toward the end. I won't spoil this either, but despite its lack of character intrigue, The Witch delivers on a twisted payoff. To be perfectly honest, I don't really think The Witch was worth all the hype. I have admiration for its style, its actors, and the tension it mounts throughout its runtime. The Witch is not without its creepy scenes. However, the characters are not compelling, the dialogue hurts the film more than it helps, and in the end, I'm giving The Witch a C+.
Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant now shall be. From evil I will turn to thee. None ever shall destroy my faith. For I repentant now shall be. Oh God, my Lord, I now begin. Oh, help me and don't leave my sin. For I repentant now shall be. From evil I will turn to thee.
Let us leave the Lord.